Hey guys, it's Nicole. You may be wondering what you're doing all the way up there, and I have a perfectly good explanation for you that I will share in just a second. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this bonus video. I know it's been a while since we've had one, but I'm back and ready to get back into the swing of things with posting extra content for you guys on non-Mondays. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification so that you are in the loop every single time I upload a video, whether it has to do with law school on Mondays or literally anything else on a different day of the week. But with that being said, let's get into today's bonus video. So you guys are up there for a very particular reason today, and that is because we are introducing a new series called Lettering the Law. I actually asked a bullet journaling, hint hint, group that I'm in on Facebook what we should name the series, and Lettering the Law was the one that they hands down liked the most, so that's what we're going with. But yeah, I am a huge fan of bullet journaling, and I've been wanting to share that with you guys for such a long time. It's just hard because I'm such a procrastinator. I always bullet journal on like the day or two before the month starts, and that is too late to film the whole thing and upload it and narrate it for all of you. So we'll try to do a better job and be able to share that with you every single month. But for now, we're gonna do a 6-month check-in to introduce you to the series. I'll kind of show you what materials I'm working with. I'm not an expert and not much of an artist, but I do love doing this, and I think that I'm a good example of how somebody who's very untalented can take something from Pinterest or online or Facebook and turn it into something that works for you. So with that said, let me introduce you to my bullet journal. This is the journal that I use on a regular basis, and by regular, I mean every single day, which is hard for even me to believe because it's not something I'm good at. I always loved to journal and write about what was happening, but it was so hard to convince myself at the end of the day when I was tired to go and write a page of every single thing that happened that day, especially when it was something that was boring or I didn't care. And so bullet journaling became a big time save for me actually, because I can still write out what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, what I'm up to, how I'm feeling, how I'm doing on habits that I want to break or habits that I want to set in place, and I can keep track of all of my scheduling and anything I really want right here all in one place. So there are lots of journals out there. If that's something that you're interested in getting into, I would definitely recommend checking out reviews from Amazon or bullet journal communities. Lots of people like different things about a bullet journal, but the one I went with is from Peter Popper Press. I think it was like $12 on Amazon or something like that. I'll be sure to link it below so you guys can check it out if you'd like. But for me, it was just the perfect thickness of paper. It doesn't bleed through with the materials I use very much. It's the perfect amount of paper. You can see I'm halfway through the year, and I am just about, I don't know, 30 something pages in out of like 100. So we're doing okay on that department. And I love that it comes with this strap that goes all the way around it to keep it closed nice and tight when I'm not doing things, because you better believe your girl ruins a lot of books because she gets them stuck and the corners get crushed and all that nonsense. So I like that this is hardcover, that it has that binding elastic around it. It also has a ribbon for place holding, and it also has, I don't know if you can see, but has a little pocket right in the back, there you go, that I can just put scrap pieces of paper, things that I want to make sure to insert in here later. I'm going to go ahead and flip through this, show you guys some of my favorite pages. I am not a user who does weekly spreads. That just takes too much time for me, too much thought, but I do something every single month, and I have trackers and journals, and I'll just show you. All right, so starting right at the beginning, I wanted to do a little bit of word art. This is sad, honestly, how long it took me to write this quote out, but it's something that I heard at church, and honestly, it just really stuck with me. Then I have my whole year spread right here, and I called it a future log. Honestly, I don't know that I would do this again. It is nice to have the whole year out and at the beginning of the year to remember when everyone's birthdays is, but I don't really flip to this page all that often. I'm noticing 6 months in, I think I've gone here twice, and both times have just been to show people, hey, look at my pretty color scheme. Okay, this was my favorite page ever. I feel like I did such a good job, and honestly, I don't think I can do better than this. This is about as good as it gets for me. I was really excited because I actually designed this myself. I mean, the lamp and the plants, I definitely had to look up pictures on Pinterest of how to draw that. But the actual concept of like a library with shelves and different categories was totally me, and I felt very creative. These are just things when people ask me what I want for like my birthday, Christmas, I don't know, this is very materialistic, but I never have anything to say, so I started keeping track just in case someone asked me. And I'm a big proponent of learning new things even when I'm not in school. I want things to research. I want to know what topics I'm interested in learning more about, things that piqued my interest, or questions that I have that varies from theological questions to things that I heard about on a podcast, or even just like a museum exhibit that I thought was really interesting. I want to list it here so that if I'm ever bored one day, I can go and just look one of these things up. Maybe I'll write an article or do a video about it. And of course, in honor of Hamlet, the best play ever, I got my little words quote for my quote page.
Words. Words.
So these are things that I've heard or read throughout the year that have just really stuck with me. I'm sure there are many more than what I've actually recorded here, but at least next year or in years to come, I'll be able to look back and see what was inspiring me in 2019. Next, I have my actual months. So every month looks a little different, but I do try to do a title page, some sort of calendar, 1 goal, 3 gratitudes, and 5 prayers, and some sort of theme that gets reflected in what the design is like. So for January, I went with just pure, simple winter. My drawings are not amazing, you can tell. Every month my journal looks a little different, but I do like this format of just having a few lines that I have to fill instead of pages and pages. I can always say something for, a few sentences, a couple bullet points of what happened that day, so I have some record of what I've been doing with my life. Honestly, not much, but you wouldn't know it from looking at it. Over here, I just put a month summary at the end of each month so that if I don't want to go and see what I did every single day, I can just see what the big things were. And on the side, I've been tracking things that are habits I'd like to continue doing, things that are habits I just like to see how I'm doing, and things that are habits that I would love to stop doing. This isn't necessarily making those things happen. It's just a way for me to review, what my willpower is looking like that month. Usually it's more depressing than anything else, but the colors are fun and on theme, so yeah. Oh, and something I forgot to mention, every month I've been using washi tape on the side here just to make a little tab reminder of which month I'm at, and it kind of goes with the theme. I'm all about the themes and the colors, you'll see. Then I realized that my library was severely lacking my most prominent form of entertainment, which is TV shows and YouTube channels. So I actually need to update these a little bit, but I was very proud of my little TV and computer mouse. Again, just going on Pinterest and finding pictures of stuff. I'm not great at creatively thinking what to do or how to actually get what's in my head on paper, but if I have it on a little phone screen next to me, I usually can do an okay job copying it. So I'm not gonna go through every single month because, that's just kind of silly, but I'll show you the new stuff. We had some different colors in February. We also started doing a budget in February, which I learned a lot because this did not at all cover what I actually spent and made and whatever in this month, but it was a good trial period. Then I did some doodles. Again, I just copied these from a Pinterest page. I am shocked at how well this one turned out, but again, it's not like I can do this in 5 minutes. This is not an art channel. This thing took me 3 hours, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna color it because it looks so pretty just drawn like that. March was actually my birthday month, and it was a month I knew I had a lot of cool things planned I wanted to keep a record of. So I actually cut out some pictures and put them all in at the end of the month, like Polaroids. This is not something I have the time or energy for every single month, but I think it's cute and I'll try to do it every now and again. These are some YouTube video ideas I have that I just want to track on here. I have a lot of video ideas that are already in a schedule on my computer, but for things that I'm not particularly going to plan on doing at a specific time, or maybe I just want to save for a future year, those can go right here so I don't lose track of those ideas. By the way, if you have more ideas for me to list, I have plenty of room and I'd love to hear what they are. Then I got into April. I did some purple tulips in honor of my mom's birthday because she really likes tulips. And I really love this quote. Again, just stuff on Pinterest, if you look up quote of the day or whatever. I'm a huge Pinterest user. I'll link my profile for you guys below if that's something you're interested in following what I do on there. but it's usually just a lot of quotes or memes or recipes, basically. May became ice cream themed month. I really liked my little drips of mint chip ice cream. I thought that was kind of fun. I did a much better job scheduling out my budget. I realized that I really wasn't using that note section a lot, but I do want it for when I need it. So I just made it a super small little section at the end of my budget. And I didn't do a lot of colors on this budget, but trust me, we're about to make up for that real quick. Boom! June just became an explosion of color for me. I saw this cool picture that I will put in right now on Pinterest, and I thought it was really fun, but I don't have like watercolors, and if I did, I wouldn't know how to use them. I don't think that this is probably the best journal to use if that's something you're interested in doing. But I do have some really cute materials that I'll show you in just a second that made this color just really pop off the page, and I ran with it. Every time I thought I was done, I was like, no, you know what this needs? More color. So that is what happened. My journal is not filled out yet because obviously it's the beginning of June, but I really like this little idea. I hope it doesn't get in the way too much of my journal, but I like the alternating colors and incorporating that explosion throughout. I've already started my little habit tracker on the side here, and my budget for this month looks like this. I was very proud of my ombre effects down and over dark to light. I got these super cool highlighter colored pencils that I'll show you in a second. And I just really wanted to use them because if I don't use it for this explosion month of color, I don't know when I ever will. That is it. We're all done and we have all of that to fill. That is my bullet journal for now, and it'll be really interesting to see how this evolves as I head off into law school. But before we go, I have some materials that I definitely want to make sure you guys see. So these are the Zebra Mild Liner markers, and these are amazing. If you know anything about bullet journaling, I'm sure that you've already heard of these, but I love them so much. I use them every single month, and that is what I actually use for the trackers that you guys saw, which I included, I don't know if I said this before, but I include my mood tracker and now my sleep tracker in there as well. It's just interesting to see how my habits are affected by how I'm feeling, what I did that day, or how I slept the night before. Anyway, side note. So these mild liners are so pretty. First of all, I really like this one. It's that one that you saw at the future log, but these are great because one side is a marker and the other side is a highlighter. I mean, it's the same like ink, but it really does work both ways, and I can't stress enough how awesome these are. I think they were maybe like $15 at Target. They're completely worth it. I will be buying more. Next up is my favorite pen of all time, which is the Sharpie pen. This is the fine tip. You can see right there. It's not everybody's favorite because you kind of have to write pretty funky to get it to work right. It doesn't write on an angle, which I know is how you're supposed to write. I write very much like this, very straight up and down, which is how you need to hold this pen. So it works great for me. It never bleeds through unless I like go crazy, which I don't need to. And I go through these like crazy. I've just bought packages and packages of them, but I would not be able to love my bullet journal as much as I do if I didn't have these pens. So definitely would recommend that if you don't write like a normal person. What can I even get out? Wow! First of all, I just have these Prismacolor Scholar color pencils. I think I've had these for like, I don't know, 5 years or something, but I really only use them for my bullet journal. I don't use color pencils that often, but when I do, these ones are good as far as I can tell, and there's lots of color, so that's fun. I also have a couple sheets I've just picked up while they were on sale at Michael's of just different background colors of stationery paper, which is fun if you just want to do a little like background insert or something. Some people make their bullet journals very maximalist with a lot of colors and tabs and side note things, and I don't know how they organize all of that. I wouldn't say I'm minimalist. I'm somewhere in between. I like this stuff. I just don't know always how to use it. But that's the great thing about a bullet journal, is you can use it however you want. Next in here is just some leftover stuff that I had from a cookbook that I've used before. So little tabs, sticky notes, things like that. Some more pens because these pens are pretty good. They are a little inkier than I prefer, but they are good, and this is just a good place to keep them for me. Speaking of pens, you were not ready for this. This is literally my Ziploc bag of just every marker, pen, pencil, like highlighter, anything that I didn't pack in all of the madness of moving from California to Wheaton, to a different house, to my grandma's house, back to law school, back to Wheaton, whatever. Everything that isn't packed in a box somewhere is in this bag. This is just a quick little paper cutter thing, which is helpful for obvious reasons. Again, got that at Michael's. And these are more Sharpie pens. They're just in different colors. So obviously just black is not enough. And these also don't bleed through. They're the exact same thing, just the Sharpie fine point pens. These are the neon colored pencils I was telling you about. Got these on sale at a store called Typo, which is like Cotton On, but stationery. Also, of course, just have some erasers. That's necessary because your girl messes up a lot, including whiteout and pencil sharpener. Pretty easy stuff. Last but not least is one of my favorite bullet journaling tools, which is washi tape. I only have these 3 rolls, which I guess is a lot, and it is what I need, more than I need, honestly, but I would have a wall of washi tape if I could. It's kind of expensive, but Michael's always has coupons for it, so keep an eye out for those if you're interested, and try to get different color schemes. So I got like a cooler one, more metallic and springy, and that has been plenty for what I need. So those are all my supplies. So there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this introduction to the new series, Lettering the Law, and that you, of course, subscribe so you can get notifications probably in the middle or end of every month, or I'll try to be sure to show you guys what my spread looks like for the following month. And if you want to, you can follow along, share with me what you're doing with your bullet journaling, or ask any questions that you may have. Again, I am not an expert, but it is something I love and would highly suggest. I really think it's accessible for any kind of person because it's totally and completely customizable for what you need in a journal, in a planner, in a tracker, or whatever it may be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.